Zibanu Saxena, CEO of Cipla, joins us right now on the show. Good evening, Zibanu. Thanks so much for joining in. You had, $150 million of cash on the books. How would this deal be funded, and by when do you see the deal getting closed?
Yes, so we will fund the deal through a combination of cash and other funding sources. And at the moment, we are working through to get all the necessary regulatory approvals. And if that stays on track, we look to close the deal sometime early in September.
Afternoon, Mr. Saxena. If you could just tell us what exactly Medpro brings to the table for Cipla and how much of an incremental revenue will we see from this acquisition once it's consolidated?
Well, the acquisition is very consistent with our international strategy of selectively forward integrating in certain priority markets where we see growth opportunity and where Cipla has a strong brand equity. At the moment, our Africa revenues are around 18% of our total sales. After the acquisition, that would rise to 24% of our total sales, and allows us to bring many synergies to the business in South Africa, from proactively driving our pipeline versus preparing what is asked for by the South African company. Then also looking at Medpro as a base to expand into Southern Africa, and of course other supply chain synergies as well. And finally, we're now more able to bring a lot of the rich experience we have in our Indian organization and bring those expertise in marketing and selling to the South African market.
What's your plan going ahead for Medpro?
So we want to invest in Medpro. We look to build a strong business in South Africa that will continue to grow above market and further increase and deepen access for all patients in South Africa to the rich pipeline of products that Cipla will bring.
How much is the share from Africa from Cipla currently, and post this acquisition, how much would this increase to?
Yes, as I just mentioned, currently Africa is around 18% of our sales, and this will increase to 24% of our sales.
Going forward then, Mr. Saxena, are there any other companies that are on the radar for Cipla for any possible acquisitions?
No, we're being very selective on acquisitions. The main growth of Cipla will be through organic growth, and so we will look at each situation on a case-by-case basis, and we can afford to be selective to make sure we only do the right deal at the right price.
One of the new drug pricing policy has now been notified. How would this affect business for Cipla?
Well, I think the move to market pricing may be seen as a positive, but we mustn't miss the bigger issue that faces patients in India, which is affordable access to all kinds of therapies that are made available. And there are two aspects to that. We need a system that rapidly approves new therapies so they come through to the market quickly, and there is a significant backlog at the moment in the regulatory agencies. And the second is to not forget that a lot of the major costs are actually on patented innovative products, and we need a system that makes sure that those, if they are made available at affordable prices to patients, so that all patients can benefit from whatever is the right therapy the doctors will prescribe. And the industry and Cipla stand ready to work with the government to find the right solution so we can improve the health of the nation.
Mr. Saxena, thanks very much for joining in and throwing more light on that acquisition of Medpro and what exactly this means for the company.